Assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Sadida Amir from Department of Pediatrics, Independent Medical College. Today's topic of discussion is about meningitis. Meningitis is an inflammation of the meninges. Meninges are the protective membrane covering the brain and the spinal cord. The bacterial and the viral infections of the fluid surrounding the brain and the spinal cord usually leads to this inflammation of meninges. The second topic we will discuss is encephalitis, which is an inflammation of the brain parenchyma. In meningitis, there is inflammation of the meninges, and in encephalitis, there is an inflammation of parenchyma of the brain, which present as a focal neuropsychological dysfunctions, and most common causes is viral infections. Diagram which shows the normal brain with dura mater, skull and the spinal cord. When there is a meningitis, there is inflammation of this dura mater which covers the brain as well as the spinal cord. Bacterial causes that leads to meningitis in pediatric population is Neisseria meningitidis. The second one is Streptococcus pneumoniae and the H influenza. Less common pathogens are the Pseudomonas, Staph aureus and Staphylococcus salmonella, Listeria monocytogenes, but it can only cause infection in patients having immunodeficiencies. Neisseria meningitis, this is a gram-negative non-motile non-sporing diplococci, and it responds to immune complex formation which produce the endotoxin which is responsible for the circulatory collapse DIC with an incubation period of 3 to 4 days. Viral causes includes the enteroviruses, herpes simplex, paramyxovirus, which include mumps and measles, rubella, rabies, and HIV. Fungal causes includes cryptocandidal infections and Cryptococcus neoformans, but it mainly involves those patients having immunosuppression like AIDS or the patient is taking immunosuppressive therapies. Acute bacterial meningitis, one of the most potential serious infection that occurs in infantile age group and in the older children is meningitis. Major risk factors for meningitis is lack of immunity, specific pathogens associated with young age, recent colonization with pathogenic bacteria, close contact, household daycare centers. They causes the disease which is caused by Neisseria meningitidis and H influenza. Probably person-to-person contact through respiratory tract secretions or the droplet borne. Defects of complement system, particularly C5, C8, have been associated with recurrent meningeal infection. Splenic dysfunction like sickle cell anemia or acerulopenia is associated with increased risk of capsulated organism infection that includes pneumococcal, H influenza, and rarely meningococcal sepsis and meningitis. Bacterial meningitis most commonly result from hematogenous spread of microorganisms from distant site of infections. Usual source of bacteremia is bacterial colonization of nasopharynx with potentially pathogenic organisms. This is a flow sheet which shows the nasopharyngeal colonization which leads to local invasion, bacteremia, then endothelial cell injury damage, then there is a meningeal invasion, there is a subarachnoid space inflammation, then increased CSF outflow resistance, hydrocephalus interstitial edema, and then there is an increased intracranial pressure. Increased intracranial pressure leads to decreased cerebral fluid and it can further deteriorate the conditions of the meninges. Common presentation is sudden onset, rapidly progressive, it leads to shock, purpura, DIC. More often, meningitis is preceded by several days of fever accompanied with upper respiratory tract infections followed by non-specific signs of CNS infection includes increased lethargy and irritability. Signs and symptoms of meningitis are related to non-specific findings associated with systemic inflammation, and the manifestations of meningeal irritation. Non-specific findings include fever, anorexia, poor feeding, headache, symptoms of upper respiratory tract infection, myalgias, arthralgias, tachycardia, hypotension, and cutaneous signs in the form of a petechiae purpura and erythematous macular rashes. This diagram shows the child having fever, cold hands and the feet, refusal to take feeds, dislike the bright lights, drowsy, and there is a stiff neck. Meningeal irritation manifests as knuckle rigidity, turning signs, and the Brudzinski sign. Alteration of mental status. It is common in patients with having meningitis as a result of increased intracranial pressure, cerebritis, or hypotension, which is manifested as irritability, lethargy, stupor, and coma. Diagram of a child having bulging fontanelle, high-pitched cry, vomiting, refusal to take feed. There is a stiffness of the neck, fast and shallow breathing, skin rash, irritability, seizures, cold hand and feet, floppy limbs, and extreme shivering. The temperature may be high or may be low. This is a diagram which can show the symptoms of common in patients with meningitis. Diagnosis required CSF studies which typically reveal microorganism or gram staining and culture. Lumbar puncture is done for CSF collection. Contraindications for immediate LP is if there is an evidence of increased intracranial pressure by doing fundoscopy and the hypertension. In patients in whom positioning for the LP would further compress the cardiopulmonary functions, infection of the skin overlying the site of lumbar puncture. This is a diagram which shows the position for lumbar puncture. The CSF leukocyte count in bacterial meningitis is elevated more than 1000 and typically there is a neutrophilic predominance. Turbid CSF is present when the CSF leukocyte 200 to 400 per cubic millimeter. Viral or bacterial meningitis have less than 5 leukocyte per cubic millimeters. CSF findings, with the help of these CSF findings, we can differentiate between bacterial, viral meningitis, encephalitis, TB, meningitis, and the brain abscess. Again, the diagram which shows the white blood cell counts, glucose level, and protein level in patients with bacterial meningitis, viral, fungal, tuberculous, and the brain abscess. In these, we will see that there is a elevated levels of WBCs in patients with bacterial meningitis and also in viral meningitis, but level of glucose is decreased in patients with bacterial meningitis as compared to viral meningitis, and protein levels are elevated in all the cases of bacterial meningitis, viral meningitis, fungal meningitis, tuberculous meningitis, and the brain abscess. Blood culture reveals responsible bacteria 80 to 90% cases of meningitis. There is C-reactive protein, ESR, and the procalcitonin levels are high in patients with bacterial meningitis. CT scan is limited use in acute bacterial meningitis. In cerebral edema may show slit-like lateral ventricles and areas of low attenuation. CT scan which shows hydrocephalus and there is areas of infarct in patients with meningitis. Differential diagnosis of acute viral meningoencephalitis is most likely infection that can be confused with bacterial meningitis. Treatment may required in both the cases at least 24 hours duration. In the absence of increased ICP, should receive antibiotic as possible after LP is done. If there are signs of increased ICP or focal neurological findings, antibiotics should be given without performing an LP and before obtaining CT scan. Initial empiric therapy involve vancomycin, cefotaxime, ceftriaxone. Another option in patients which are allergic to beta-lactam antibiotic is a combination of vancomycin with rifampicin. Corticosteroids is essential in a IV form in a dose of 0.15 mg per kg per dose every 6 hours for 2 days in the treatment of child older than 6 weeks with acute bacterial meningitis caused by H. influenza. Among children having meningitis which is caused by H. influenza, corticosteroid recipients have a shorter duration of fever, lower CSF protein and lactate levels, and a reduction of sensorineural hearing loss. complication during the treatment of meningitis, acute CNS complication like seizures, increased ICP, cranial nerve palsies and stroke. Subdural effusion is common in patients. Prolonged fever of more than 10 days which involve intercurrent viral infections, nosocomial or secondary bacterial infections, thrombophlebitis or the drug reactions. Prevention, vaccination and antibiotic prophylaxis is required in patients who are at risk of having meningitis. In cases of Neisseria meningitis, which is caused by a conjugated vaccine is available for ACYW135 strains. Or there is a Menactra is a licensed for the use in infants older than 9 months of age, and Menveo is a vaccine that is available for children older than 2 years of age. In cases of H influenza type B, conjugated vaccine beginning at 2 months of age, Streptococcus pneumoniae, routine administration of conjugated vaccine against Streptococcus pneumoniae is recommended for children younger than 5 years of age. The initial dose is given at about 2 months of age. Prognosis, appropriate antibiotic therapy and supportive care have reduced the mortality of bacterial meningitis. The highest mortality rates are observed with pneumococcal meningitis, sensorineural hearing loss in patients as in those patients having infection with H influenza. It is a result of cochlear infection and occurs as many as 30% of patients with pneumococcal meningitis, 10% cases with meningococcal infections and 20% cases with H influenza type B meningitis. This is a reference from Nelson Book for Pediatrics. Thank you.